Hey Eurovision fans, we know all 19 songs that will be competing in the second semi-final of Eurovision 2024. Today I'm going to give you my prediction on what I think the running order for the semi-final could be. So let's kiki. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tom. I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So you may have seen that I already did a video for the first semi-final. I'm going to do the same thing for this semi-final again. So very quick summary in case you don't know. The running order in the semi-finals is decided by the producers. The countries get drawn into the first half or the second half, but other than that, the producers can do any order they want. Also keep in mind this year that the three automatic qualifiers who are voting in the second semi-final, France, Italy and Spain, are also performing in that semi-final, and they won't be in the interval. They're going to be interspersed amongst the 16 acts which are trying to qualify for the final. So the producers are able to use these three songs as three kind of wild cards to put amongst the running order. One of the reasons for this is that voting will start at the start of the show in the grand final. The producers wanted that all the songs have been seen in full before voting opens so that people can make a decision based off of all of the songs. So we're going back to my trusty whiteboard holding it up. Now in my last video I did the ads every 6 songs. This one I'm deciding to do it every 5 songs because I don't know if they're going to be every 5 or 6 songs. I'm just making a guess. But I felt like if it did it after 6 and 12 and then there were 7 songs, that just felt like a little bit too much. So I'm going to mix it up. This is incredibly difficult to get right because at the end of the day, as soon as you get one wrong or you don't even know where the ad breaks are, you're not going to get it correct. Also, we don't know what their staging is and we don't know what their color palettes are. And also these 3 automatic qualifiers can go anywhere from 1 to 19. So there's just so much variations. It's a bit of fun. It just gives us a chance to talk about who's in the semi-final and who kind of stands out and whatnot. Also, you never know, someone might leave their prediction down in the comments and get it right, which would be very, very impressive. Okay, so one of the key things I think about this half of the semi-final is that we have a lot of girl power, which is awesome. A lot of females representing here in every song, and then we have Nemo, who's non-binary, and then we have one half of Lada Niva Louis, who's male as well, but the singer is Jacko, who is very much front and center of stage. So yeah, I think the big thing here is how are they going to kind of break up the fact that there are just so many female artists, and I think one of the ways they're going to do that is by using France. We have another female artist in Italy, Angelina Mango, and then we have Nebulosa, which is a male-female duo. Maria is the lead singer for this song. So yeah, I think that they're definitely going to have to use Slimane at some point. I'm not putting it here, but I'm just putting him here somewhere in the middle as a reminder for myself. Yeah, so I think as an opener, I think Austria makes sense to me. That's really fun, upbeat, very energetic. I think it's going to be really high quality because Colleen is so experienced, such a pro. I think the show is going to be really, really spectacular. Austria did open recently with Halo. I don't know if the producers are going to care about that in terms of like, is it fair to put them first again? I think they're just going to do what's best for the show. And for me, Austria makes the most sense. You know, other potential ones, I think Armenia would also be fun to open, although it's not in English. Loop as well, I don't think is particularly strong enough song. And same with Sand, I don't think the song is strong enough to open. So for me, We Will Rave is a really, really good way. And also just in terms of the song name, We Will Rave as an opening song or a closing song to any show is going to be really, really good. The other thing as well is if this makes the final and draws second half, potentially it might be given somewhere like the last closing song of the whole show. Okay, so who's going to go in second? I did this last night and I've already forgotten who I put as second. Let's just space everybody apart. So do you feel like the other girly bop needs to go kind of far away from Austria just to help distinguish them a little bit? I feel like Aiko is a little bit of a wild card because she's got a bit of a different sound with the rock kind of anger element of it. So that's good because it helps break up the mood. I do feel like Greece and Armenia need to split up again. Now, Armenia were second in the running order last year. Again, do the producers care? I don't know. But I feel like they'll want this just a little bit later because it's got a great party feel to just give me a pick-me-up in the middle. So that does make me think that Greece will maybe be a little bit earlier just to space those two apart. And then if we have Slimane somewhere in the middle, just to break up all of this girl power. And then I think also Nemo just being one of the favorites, I think they'll also want to put them just maybe a little bit later, maybe even swap these two like that. Where would Aiko go? I think Aiko might actually be a really good second song because, oh, I'm running out of space, girl. Those squiggly lines are too big. I think she would be because it keeps up the energy. It's something just a little bit different, but it's not so off-puttingly different. So I do think that would be a second one. Then going then into Greece, so maybe that's a little bit much. Maybe it might be better to have something a little bit more quote unquote normal. What if we put Denmark in third? This is the problem with this first quarter, is that there are a lot of songs which kind of share niches. So it's about how do you differentiate. Maybe it might be better to have Smthngnw there in third place. So we're going from a rock then into a male artist with a ballad, and then we can have a bit of a pick-me-up with Denmark, then going into something a little bit more unusual with Greece, and then we have Arabic. Also because Greece might have a prop. I've heard them describing their staging as having something very new and different. I think I heard somewhere that they're going to have some sort of amazing prop as well. If you know, please do tell me in the comments down below. So coming from that back afterwards, we go into Malta. Yeah, that seems okay, transition. Maybe it might be better actually to have Switzerland straight away. I wonder is having two kind of very strong songs beside each other a bit too much. But yeah, let's keep them separate. And then let's put Malta there. And then I think putting Malta there as well kind of is a bit of a acknowledging the fact that they went second last year, just giving them a better slot. And then we have Nemo and then Lada Niva. So I think that does kind of the best job possible in breaking up. Maybe they might throw in Nebulosa as well, but I don't know. It's difficult. Look, we're not going to get it right. It's just a way for us to talk about it. Oh, I didn't put in Albania. Could Albania go after Armenia? I suppose because it's in English. I'm wondering, should I do a swap there should I do a swap of them? I feel like this has got a little bit of presentation that's similar to Greece. So I'm wondering, because I'm thinking, should I swap these two? But then Albania and Greece so close together, I don't know if that works. So yeah, let's just keep it like that for now. I'm not going to get it right, girl. Okay, let's get the next 8 countries in. Okay, so these are the countries in the second half of the semi-final. So we have a male ballad, we have a new folk 6-piece male group, we've got a male ballad, we have a super fun party song, we have a kind of ethnic rock folk song, we have a pop rock song, we have a ballad, and we have a kind of girly bop. So yeah, much better variety in this semi-final. I think it's way easier for the producers to do it. Whatever order they do, they're going to have variety. So I feel like this second half is really hard to predict. There are a couple of things I feel pretty safe about. I'm quite sure that Joost will close. I think a song that nods at European unity is a really great way to close. It's going to be wild and party. I think that this is going to be what a lot of people are tuning in for based on the streaming numbers and the view numbers on YouTube. So keeping people around to wait until the last moment is a good way to boost up rating figures. And I think it's going to be incredible closing to the show. Similar to what they did last year with Carrier closing. Yeah, this makes sense to me. I also feel like after all this incredible female energy that we've had in the first half, they're going to want to start off with a male artist at the start of the second half. Now, do they go super literal and put in as many sausages as they can possibly find, which is Estonia having 6 men? Or do they go for something a little bit less literal, just having Musti or a ballad in the form of Latvia? I do feel like it's going to be one of those 3. I feel like Belgium might be good here, just to give a male energy. And also we've got something that's a little bit more theatrical, a little bit more low key after kind of a lot of high energy in the first half. So I think that can be a good contrast, and that'll really help Musti stand out. And then it might be good from there to go into Estonia, give us some more high energy fun again. We've also got to keep in mind that we've got Spain and Italy here as well. Yeah, this is hard to say because really they have so many options, whereas in the first half you're a little bit more limited. I think the second half they can do whatever the hell they want. So this is where who has props might come in, particularly if these ad breaks, if I've guessed the ad break correctly, which I probably haven't. Who might be bringing props? We know that Norway will probably have their big rock. You know, are Georgia going to be going for a big show this year? I do feel like Georgia would be a good one to put second last, just to kind of give them a nice running order, a little bit of like nice high energy leading up into Europapa. I also think then that could act as a good buffer for Norway, not having Norway and Netherlands so close, because Norway can also be seen as a little bit kind of eclectic. So we have something a little bit more familiar to break up these two kind of wilder songs. Okay, we have got our rock entry here. Where would Italy be? I feel like Italy's going to be kind of somewhere in the middle, or maybe it might be good to have Italy after. I feel like it might be good to have a ballad after Estonia's kind of like upbeat energy. And then we need to come up with something a little bit more energy. So what if we went for Spain here and then maybe contrast that with Latvia, bring again a ballad. So we're kind of mixing up. We've got male artists, female, and then back into male again, just to give a different variation. And then I feel like we've got rock here and rock there. So actually probably want to separate those a little bit. So maybe it might be good to actually swap these just to put San Marino as far away as possible from Norway so that they can both shine. So we go from that then into Latvia, and then we have Spain. I feel like that's a good kind of change in mood. And then Italy here. Would they have 2 automatic qualifiers back to back? Let me see, let me have a little think about this. By the way, I did this last night. It was totally different when I did it last night. And I think if I took off all these magnets and did it again a third time, it would also be different. Some things would stay the same, like I'm pretty confident in the, not confident, but I'm pretty consistent in putting Europapa last and putting We Will Rave first. And also that I think that they're going to use Slaman in the first half. And I also feel like when they come into the second half, they're going to start with a male artist. But other than that, I do think there's a potential for them to swap Latvia and Lithuania, especially if they feel like Belgium's going to be more of a pull. So they think that it's going to draw more viewers because it's going up in the odds. So that is a potential swap if they feel like Latvia doesn't have too much of a shot. Although I do feel like this is kind of theatrical, and so is Spain. So actually Belgium shines a little bit better here. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see, is that where? I think the one problem I'm having here is just 2 automatic qualifiers beside each other. That just seems a little bit wrong to me. Let's swap this down. There you go. I don't know. There's no point splitting hairs. I'm not going to get it right. But this is roughly what I'm thinking in terms of a running order for semi-final number 2. And there's so many different potential combinations. But yeah, what do you think? Do you like my running order? Do you think that there's some countries that should be spaced apart a little bit more, or there's someone who should, a different person who should close? What do you think? Do you think I should have swapped Latvia and Belgium, or are these two too close? Do you think that they'll want to spread the automatic qualifiers further apart so that people at home don't get too confused with these songs that they aren't meant to be voting for that are in the semi-finals? So I saw some people suggesting in my last video that they think that all of the automatic qualifier songs will be after the breaks or before the breaks to kind of like more consistently delineate who they are. Another thing I mentioned as well is, would they potentially put the automatic qualifiers in the least desirable spots, which are number 2 and number 3, which have really weak qualification rates? Putting France in number 3 would kind of solve half of that problem. But yeah, this was my attempt. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below and give me your suggestions, and write down your predictions as well, and then don't edit the post, and we can see if you managed to get anything right. So I'm not sure when the running order will officially be out. I'm guessing it's going to be within the next week, and then we'll start getting prediction odds for the semi-finals as well. So obviously I'm going to do videos for the running order for each semi-final. I'll do a separate video for each. I'll also do my prediction videos for each semi-final once we have that running order data as well. So make sure that you're subscribed down below so that you get those notifications. Subscribing is free, and it's also very nice. No new donations on Buy Me a Coffee or PayPal, but if you want to support the channel, I'll leave links to you in the description down below. And of course, thank you to all my Patreons for patronizing me from all around the world. On my Patreon, you can get the original audio and visuals when I get copyrighted. You can get some previews of upcoming videos, early releases, and you can be part of our My Eurovision scoreboard group. So go check that if you're a fan. But of course, thank you so much just for watching, and maybe leaving a like, and maybe sharing the video. And thanks so much for watching. See you in another Eurovision analysis video very soon. Goodbye. Blah, 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 blah.